All right, so I want to talk to you about standard deviation. And there are a couple of things to be aware of with respect to the standard deviation, some things to kind of be conscious of. We will use the standard deviation when we are discussing the mean. So you've already heard me mention that. And the standard deviation is the measure of spread that we use when we are discussing the mean. So remember, if we're talking about the median, we use the 5-number summary. When we're talking about the mean, our measure of spread is the standard deviation. I want you to think about what standard deviation, another way of thinking about standard deviation and what it really is. So for standard, another word to think about would be average. And a deviation is really just a difference. So what we're more or less finding with a standard deviation is the average distance that each observed value is from the mean. So I want to kind of show you a visual of this to kind of help with this. I think this kind of helps with the process. So in this particular visual, I want you to notice we are showing the mean right here in the middle. There's our average. Okay, and so now these are some different values. Okay, these are the different values that we have in this particular set of data. These are different metabolic rates. And so I want you to think about the fact that what this is showing or representing, what they've drawn in on this particular graph is this particular deviation or difference. So the difference from this particular data value, how far away is that from our mean or our average? So I need you to think about the fact that if we have a set of data, we want to consider that difference for each individual value. So that difference we have to consider, the difference I've already shaded here, this difference, this difference, this difference, this difference that they are showing here, and lastly, this difference all the way out to this high value here. So we want to look at all of those differences, those deviations, and we more or less are going to take an average of all of those. That's going to help us explain the spread of the data. So let me talk you through the process, the steps in actually finding the standard deviation. So the nice thing about this is that the first step is that we find the mean, but we already know what the mean is. They gave it to us up above. So our mean is 1600. So then if you notice, it says we have to find the difference. So that means we take each of these individual values, all 7 of them, and we're going to subtract the 1600 from them. So that means we're doing 1792 minus 1600, 1666 minus 1600, and so on for each of these values. All right, so here are my differences. So I want to find these differences, and I find that the difference for this is a positive value. That means that this is a value to the right of the mean, if I'm getting a positive value. If I get a negative difference, then obviously, clearly that value is farther to the left or smaller than the mean. So this is a negative 238, negative 161.14. That's the other thing to notice. Sometimes the values are going to be very far away. Other times they can be very close. So we look at all of those different differences, and we're more or less finding an average if you think about the process. Now, when we talk about standard deviation, we're talking about a distance. So we want to make sure that this distance is positive. So that's why in the next step, we actually square these differences. So I'm going to square each of these numbers. Okay, so when I square each of those numbers, I get these values. And if you notice, after that, we're taking an average, so we need to add all of these up. So if we add all of these numbers up, we find that our value is 214,870. And as we know, to find an average, we add up all of the values and we divide by however many there are. In this particular case, it's kind of a long story as to why we divide by one less than however many values there are. But that's what n minus 1 means. There are 7 values, so we will divide this answer by 6. And when we do that, we get this value. So if you are interested in learning a little bit as to why we divide by n minus 1, come and see me. I'll be glad to talk with you about that process and what it kind of involves. But I think most people prefer to just remember, okay, I'm going to divide by one less than however many there are. Now this value has a name. It's referred to as the variance. And actually, to find the final answer, to find our square root, we are going to, well, to find our standard deviation, we are going to take the square root. So notice variance is represented by s squared. We take the square root and we get s, which is going to represent our standard deviation. This is an approximate value because I'm rounding here. So we get 189.2 as our standard deviation. So if you think about it, if you were to go back and look at these differences here, let me highlight them for you. If we look at these differences, 192, 66, 238, 161, 14, 140, 267, it kind of makes sense that we would have a standard deviation. If we were to take the average, more or less, that's about what we would have. Okay? So you are going to need to know how to find the standard deviation for a set of data by hand, like we just did. Yes, you have to have these steps memorized. You also should be able to plug this data into your calculator. You should know how to plug it into your calculator and find the mean and standard deviation on your graphing calculator as well.